This is the softest, gooeyest strawberry cinnamon roll I've ever had. It's packed with fresh strawberry flavor. I'm sharing exactly how you can bake them. Let's get started. To make the strawberry filling, cut strawberries first. You can also use frozen strawberries. I will compare the result later. In the bowl, whisk granulated sugar and cornstarch. Cornstarch allows the filling to thicken perfectly without the need for the extra sugar. This ensures a gooey center while preventing the dough from becoming soggy. In a small saucepan, combine the cut strawberries, the sugar mixture, lemon juice, and orange juice. My secret ingredient is orange juice. It adds a very noticeable difference, adding more depth to the flavor. Mix them until roughly combined and cook over a medium heat. Mix it constantly with a spatula to prevent the filling from getting burned on the bottom. It looks soupy in the beginning, but it will eventually thicken.
Okay, now it started boiling, so I'm going to lower the heat and continue cooking for about 1 minute.
Remove from the heat and mash it with a potato masher. The smoother filling creates more melt in your mouth texture. It should look loose yet gooey, like this. If it looks too loose at this point, heat a little bit more. Also keep in mind that the filling gets slightly thicker once cooled. I'll show you the comparison later. And from here, don't forget to take out the amount for icing. So it's going to be 30 grams or about 2 tablespoons. Now I'm going to set this aside. At room temperature, it should take about 20 to 30 minutes for it to cool down completely. And since we cannot get fresh strawberries all year around at a lot of locations, and they're getting so pricey nowadays, I also tested it with frozen strawberries as well. It worked perfectly with them also. When using frozen strawberries, I'm too lazy to cut them into smaller pieces, but it's totally fine as we are mashing them later. And the frozen ones break down much more easily. As you can see, the color of the filling gets slightly darker and brighter with frozen strawberries. Just in case you're curious, moving forward in this video, I used the filling made with frozen strawberries. Okay, so to make the dough, I used the same recipe from my fluffy cinnamon rolls, as I love it so much. So if you already made it, watch this section as a quick review. Combine the warm milk, sugar, and active dry yeast. And mix. And wait for about 10 minutes. So while we are waiting for that, in a mixing bowl, add flour, salt, and just roughly mix. Look at this. Looks nice and foamy. I'm gonna add that to the mixing bowl. Scrape down everything in the bowl. And then add egg. Goes in. And then honey. Knead them until combined. All right, so once they are combined, add butter. Ensure the butter is nice and soft. Knead more to form enough gluten. Start at low speed and gradually speed up. With my stand mixer, it takes just about 2.5 minutes at level 4. All right, time is up. The dough is very sticky, so apply oil on your hand to prevent the dough from sticking. It should stretch nicely like this. The stickiness might make you feel worried, but don't worry, you are on track. It'll get less sticky after the first fermentation. And let it take a nap. Let's wrap it. Let it last until it gets doubled in size or slightly bigger. It usually takes 50 to 60 minutes at room temperature, but judge by the look to be most accurate. Now it's rising beautifully, so place it gently to remove the gas. Spread bread flour on the counter and roll the dough into a 10 by 20 inch rectangle using a rolling pin. Now apply melted butter and cinnamon powder on the surface. I initially tried the recipe without cinnamon powder, but realized it is a must-have for this recipe. The cinnamon makes the rolls taste warmer and deeper, pairing perfectly with the strawberry. Now this is how the filling looks after it's cooled completely at room temperature. Just ensure it is not warm. You can chill it in the fridge as well, but keep in mind that the final proof takes for a slightly longer time when it is very cold. Spread the strawberry filling over the surface, leaving about a 1/4 inch border at the edges to prevent the filling from coming out when rolling. Cut the dough into 12 stripes using a pizza cutter or knife. Ensure it is cut through completely to avoid the messy situation. And then roll. So take the edge and roll. Roll each stripe. I recommend rolling it tight. Like pull it sometimes if you need to, so that it's not going to be too loose. And carefully lift it up with both hands. Oh, it's attached. I understand that the filling is slightly looser than ideal for you to roll very easily, but the rolls were not as gooey and melty when I made the filling thicker. So I didn't want to compromise the taste over the convenience. It's totally worth it in the end. And place them into a baking dish lined with parchment paper. All right, now they're ready for the second fermentation. So wrap tightly so that the dough is not going to get dry. And let the dough rise at room temperature until it is 2 to 2.5 times bigger than its original size. Okay, the time has passed. And now I'm going to apply butter. Apply gently so that you're not gonna hurt the dough. And bake in a preheated oven at 365 Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes until the tops are golden brown. Oh my god, look at this heart. To make the icing, add powdered sugar, milk, honey, and mix. Then add strawberry filling and mix. You can pour it over the warm rolls. I originally thought of using whipped cream as the topping, but I found that the strawberry icing is the winner. Really enhances the gooiness and adds the extra layer of the nice strawberry flavor. You can also top them with cream cheese frosting in my cinnamon roll recipe if you love the tangy flavor. And it is done. Enjoy. It's ultra soft, gooey, so strawberry, and incredibly delicious. I would love you to try it and let me know how you enjoy them for your special occasion. Cheers! Wrap the surface tightly with plastic wrap to prevent it from drying out. And you can also freeze it if you want to store for a longer time. And the bread tastes moist and soft even at room temperature. But if you want to enjoy a little bit gooier texture, you can heat it up in the microwave. So I wanted to talk about the bread flour quick. In my cinnamon roll video, I share that you can use all-purpose flour instead. But for this recipe specifically, I don't recommend it. I actually recommend using bread flour only because the filling is a lot looser. When I made it with all-purpose flour, filling was loose and the dough was soft and it was so hard to roll it nicely. Maybe it might work with a little bit of all-purpose flour mixed, but if this is your first time, I recommend using bread flour. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy pastry ribbon and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.